Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host Frank the Vamp, and we're continuing the countdown to my Frank the Vamp's best zombie movies of all time. And zombies, you can't say that word without mentioning one guy, and so far he hasn't been on the list. But you gotta know, any zombie top 10 list has to have George Romero in it. Otherwise, I mean, first of all, dudes invented a genre. Like, think about it. Before, all we knew about zombies was like Bela Lugosi's White Zombie or something like that. I mean, it was really obscure. We didn't know, before Night of the Living Dead, what zombie was. So he created a genre, and not only did he created a terrifying, thought-provoking, unlike his zombies, they're nothing but mindless. The actual movies have a lot of thought in them, and they actually have hidden meanings and lessons and kind of take a look at yourself in the mirror type of real messages. I mean, these movies are complex. You might just think it's about this campy movie about people trying to run away from a zombie apocalypse. On its core, yeah, but the hidden meanings on it, I mean, they're amazing, and there's lessons that are incredible. And tonight's movie, Day of the Dead, it's amazing. It's back on 1985. This was I read that this was intended to be the highest, the peak of his creativity was supposed to, until, the producers kind of cut his budget hugely. And unfortunately, he didn't realize his whole idea. But this movie is like hugely underrated, but people don't see the beauty in Day of the Dead. And I see it. I know it doesn't get publicized nearly as much as Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, but I'm telling you right now that this movie freaking rules. First of all, it teaches you something that, in a zombie apocalypse, you would think that the actual zombies would be the scariest thing. Actually, the scariest thing is the soldiers. The scariest thing is people, man. People acting a horrible way when everything goes to shit. When the whole army, goes rogue. When there's no more, government. There's nothing left. Anarchy kicks in, and then people can be even worse than the monsters that they appear to be fighting against. And he couldn't make this more obvious than in this movie. There's this mad science character that's trying to actually teach the zombies to become docile and become, but rather than, there's this character of Rhodes, of Captain Rhodes there, that it's played by this wonderful actor, Mr. Pilatos. I think it's Joseph Pilatos, Joseph Pilatos. Captain Henry Rhodes is fantastic as the world's greatest asshole. I mean, this guy, he is, you hate him so much. You hate him more than the zombies he's trying to get. He's ruthless, has no compassion, and he just thinks about himself, and he's just the horrible asshole. Even when he sees progress with this zombie, he wants to kill it. He wants to actually, it's his whole point of view that Romero wants you to think that who's the real monster here, and he shows the monster actually, has some memories of what he used to be, or who's the real monster depends on your point of view, which is a very creative, innovative point of view. And the freaking movie, even though it lacked the budget that Romero wanted to have, spoilers, but Captain Rhodes' demise, it's classic in now, and it's one of the coolest ways. When gets pretty much eaten alive, and all his guts and stuff will just disappear, only his head remains or something like that. And it's amazing. It's one of the coolest. That's like, now there's been done in like 80 other different movies. That's like a very famous way to die, eaten by zombies. And it was, and when I saw it, I was blown away. Now Bob the Zombie, played by Sherman Howard, unbelievable, funny, thought-provoking. The whole movie, it's a gem that if you haven't seen it, first of all, what the hell are you doing? You gotta watch the at least these 3 movies from George Romero, right? The ones that I mentioned before. But it's a shame that this movie doesn't get talked about as much as Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead, but I would say it's just fantastic. It's my 3rd favorite. And do you think any more George Romero movies may come in this list? Maybe, maybe not. Stay tuned. But as far as Day of the Dead, the original, hey, the remake had its moments, but no, it's nowhere near the original 1985. It's something to watch, and I recommend for all you to watch it. If you haven't seen it, this is a zombie apocalypse you really want to see and watch and enjoy. And it influenced so much things in cinema from now on that you see it and you think of everyday zombie things. They started on Day of the Dead. Stay tuned for the top 2. Oh yeah, and of course, before we reveal number 1, all the honorable mentions. So, ghouls, zombies out there, when you sleep, don't let the zombies bite. Take it easy. See you next video.